Alright, so let's talk about the Panasonic Lumix GH2. This is a brand new adventure. Glad to see you guys can join me on this one. So I had my previous video, I had done a lot of work with point and shoots, and now I'm using Micro Four Thirds, which is the camera you see here at the moment. So it's all brand new to me. So this is not quite point and shoot and not a DSLR, so it's right in between. And what you're going to see in a few minutes, it's going to be some video clips of my first time working with this camera. So let me start by saying that yes, I made some mistakes and I learned from it. And for starters, what you see here is a focal reducer. Okay, and it adapts to the camera. And then we're to be able to use like a vintage lens. So the whole point of using the camera is I want to check out these old vintage lenses. So we have here Tokina EL 28mm. And in order to use this is an FD mount, you need an adapter. So you can have a regular adapter, which will give you not 28mm, but because of the crop factor, we have it's going to be around 35 to 40. I'm not 100% on that. Focal reducer set to lock. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Then the lens is set to A with the red dot aligned. And we match the two. This ring turns. All the way up like that. Once you have it on, you should be able to use the aperture the way it's intended. So now that it's on, you can go to open, so it opens up. You can open and close the aperture with this ring on the focal reducer. See, if you leave it to open position, then you can use the ring on the lens itself. So that's a real quick view on how to attach the focal reducer and the lens. Okay, so there it is. Alright, so that's the setup, and the next few clips that you're going to see are with this camera and this lens. Okay, so the first thing that I should have done was taken off the ND filter. I didn't really need it, so I should have taken that off. So I lost 2 stops of light because of it. Okay, so next time I'm gonna take that off. The other thing that I experienced was I didn't have it set, so all the parameters on the camera, you can turn it on and check it out. Now it's set up the way I needed it to be, but at that time it wasn't set up. So this is, I'm going to show you where my mistake came, where I couldn't figure out exactly, and I'm still having issues with this, you can see. So since I didn't check my setup, I was out there, so see that says video out, it wasn't set to NTSC, so it was set to PAL, and it wasn't working correctly. So it took me a little while to get that set up. So let's go over some of these more in depth here, see what I'm shooting with. So we got film mode. You see on the corner left hand top says movie 1. Go to film mode, and it's my film. So this mode is set to -2 saturation, -1 sharpness, -2 for contrast. And those were my settings for all the clips, and then they were corrected in ColorDirector 4. Oh, I'm sorry, ColorDirector 5. Alright, so let's go to it and see what we captured. Okay, so here are some video clips as the examples for the camera. The camera automatically adjusts exposure. So these are some dynamic scenes because I'm shooting from top to bottom, so basically sky and then to foreground. So as you can see, it does very well. We have here 100 ISO f2.8 with the FD filter attached to it. Now I'm not gonna talk on all these, just a few of them. And this one here, it's probably my favorite shot. A lot of detail in the buildings, very sharp, so I like the way it turned out. I did work on these in ColorDirector 5, so you can see the range. Here's one from an alley. Yet another one of my favorites. So I really like the way this one turned out with the contrast. Now we're gonna turn up the ISO so we can see what that looks like. Okay, so here we go. This is the carbide and carbon building. ISO 1250. Alright, so I'm going to leave you with a few more clips. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think. This is a brand new camera and lens for me to use, so I'm trying to get as proficient as I can with it. Alright, thanks for checking it out. Leave me some of your feedback. Love to hear from you. Alright, bye.